How are you doing? It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I really want to talk about me. Well, I'm actually getting my basal plan, I don't know if I want to keep banging against the wall there either. Everyone said Felonious Assault was so good. Everybody in the writer's workshop, Mom, everybody I showed it to back in Eau Claire. All I've got is to show is a stack of rejection letters. I bet they didn't even read it. I know. Keep working on the next one. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm gonna get back to the grind. I'll talk to you later. Alright, bye. The Great American Novel. Oh, what's the point? They're right. I'll never be a good writer. Can I help you?
Question is whether I can help you. My name is Thurgood D. Chudnick. I'm a literary agent. Can I come in, Mr. Marshall?
Yes. Give me a minute to get dressed. Can I get you something to drink?
I have a proposition for you. No, don't go to any trouble at all. I can't stay long. I loved your book. I'm a big fan of yours. A big fan.
You've read Felonious Assault?
Yeah.
How may I ask did you get a copy?
Where I come from, everybody's read Felonious Assault. Everybody.
I didn't realize they were passing it around.
That's where it gets complicated, you see. Now, what I'm about to tell you is going to be a little hard to believe at first. But I hope you retain an open mind.
Thurgood D. Chudnick, President, Temporal Literary Agency.
Mr. Marshall, I'm going to give it to you straight. Because history has shown that you're smart. You can handle it. You see, I'm from the future.
I should have known you were a kook. Who would actually be interested in me?
I know, it's hard to believe. No, I mean that I'm from the future. That's easy to believe. I don't have much in the way of proof, temporal paradoxes and all that. But, Mr. Marshall, I am from the year 2103. As you can no doubt surmise, people in my era have invented time-traveling technology. I've come back to see you.
But why me? Why not go and visit someone important or famous, like Lincoln or something?
But that's the basis of my proposition. You are famous, or at least you will be. Why, in my time, you have sold more than 100 million copies of Felonious Assault. You're considered one of the greatest writers of your generation.
Now I know you're a kook. I couldn't get my own obituary published. Really? You're not kidding.
Let me explain what I do, Mr. Marshall. I'm a temporal agent. I help people like you. Now, we all know, in the future, you're going to be a wealthy and well-respected, beloved author. But look at your life now. You're poor, you're unknown, you're pathetic. I'm here to help speed up your career.
How exactly are you offering to do that?
Well, first of all, I can give you the encouragement you need and deserve to continue writing. Boy, you're a good writer. I can also offer you this. This is what I am, so to speak, selling.
What's that?
In this envelope, Mr. Marshall, is the name and address of a very special person. This is the visionary literary agent who discovers you. All you have to do is send Felonious Assault to this person and you'll be famous. It's fated to happen. It's the surest thing.
But I don't understand. Aren't I fated to find that person on my own anyway?
Perhaps. But the future is malleable, Mr. Marshall. Perhaps you'll get discouraged and give up before you find this person. Besides, I'm selling you peace of mind. I'm selling you ease. Who knows how many more rejection letters you're going to get? Or how many years you're going to spend twisting in obscurity?
So that envelope has my dream in it. How much is it going to cost me?
That's the best part of the deal for you, Mr. Marshall. Look around. You don't have anything I want, at least not yet. All I need for you to do is to sign this contract.
Contract for temporal...
Don't read the fine print. It's all legalese anyway. Here, let me give you the main points. This contract says that I, Thurgood D. Chubnick, have all rights and royalties to your works beginning in the year 2104. So, you've lived your life, you've become a great author, you've made your fortune. After that, I get just a piece of the residuals for my efforts.
Hold on a second. I gotta wrap my brain around all this.
I know. There's no time, Mr. Marshall. I'm sorry to rush you on this. I have to get back to this future soon. Look, it's pretty simple. This contract isn't good for until 100 years from now. If I'm making all this up, you've lost nothing for signing. If I'm right, you have everything to gain.
Well, here.
You won't regret this, Mr. Marshall. Thank you very much. You've done yourself, myself, the entire world a big favor by taking this step. I'm really excited about our new relationship. One more thing. I'm a big fan of yours. A big, big fan. Can I take a picture of us together?
Why the hell not?
Yeah, come here, kid. Thanks again, Mr. Marshall. You won't regret this. I promise. Great to meet you. I'm a big fan of yours, Mr. Marshall. A big, big, big fan. So keep on working. Success is just around the corner. Felonious Assault. See you in the future.
Alicia Hermendorf, Bixby and Bill's Publishing House, New York City, New York. Call on April 17th with your pitch. That's only 2 weeks away. I better get on some pants. Oh, Chubby must have forgotten something. Can I help you?
Are you Mr. Marshall, Mr. John H. Marshall?
Yes, are you here for an autograph?
No. Mr. Marshall, my name's Detective Fuchs. Can I come in?
Yes, Detective. What can I do for you?
Mr. Marshall, do you know this man?
That's my agent.
Mr. Marshall, I'm with the TEA, the Temporal Enforcement Agency. Is this the contract you signed?
Yeah.
This man has been charged with fraud by disruption of the timeline. He's going to jail for a long time.
But I don't understand. This man has defrauded me. I'm happy to pay him his royalties. I don't want to press charges.
Not you, Mr. Marshall. Mr. Chubnick is charged with defrauding the people of the future. You see, you are only one small part of his plan. Do you think that you were the only person he came and talked to in the past? He had it all worked out. After he talked to you and got you to sign a binding contract, he took a copy of that book to an unknown agent down on our left, a Miss Alicia Hermendorf. He convinced her to sign a contract with him on the premise that he was going to give her the name of an author that would become very famous in the future, namely you. Then Mr. Chubnick took those contracts to a large publishing house and convinced them to buy Miss Hermendorf's pitch on the premise that the book was a guaranteed bestseller. Then he went to some of the influential bookstores and conned them into displaying your book in the windows because everyone was going to be looking to buy it. And so on and so on and so on. He sold his information to enough people that of course your next book becomes a huge success. Everyone is expecting it to be. He gave them the receipts to prove it. He went to critics and told them to give you good reviews so that they could say they were the first ones to discover you. He went to sexy starlets and told them to start dating you so that they could leech off your fame. He had a very complex scheme here. It's taken us years to unravel all the threads.
I don't understand. What's the crime? He was just letting everyone know how awesome Felonious Assault is. Right?
I hate to be the one to break it to you, Mr. Marshall, but you aren't a great writer. You're a horrible writer. Chubnick scammed people into marketing you to the public, and when customers hear that something is good enough times, they begin to believe it. Chubnick conned everyone into thinking that Felonious Assault was worth reading. The fraud is against them. People in the future are stuck with inferior artistic products because of opportunists like Chubnick. And you're not the only one. Look at the other trash that Chubnick has gotten millions of other people to buy. Holy Macaroni, The Frenchman Walks at Midnight, Last Train to Boise, Gangrene Vacation, 50 Shades of Grey, Maniac with a Crab Hammer. Once we edit these out of the timeline, there'll be room for great artists.
But those all sound good to me. What do I have to do now? Testify or something?
No need, Mr. Marshall. Once I fix the timeline, the conversation that you have with Chubnik will no longer exist. This whole thing will be erased.
Wait a minute, we don't need Chubnik. We can do this on our own. I just need to remember Alicia Hermendorf. Okay, Paula. Well, I'm gonna get back to the grind. I'll talk to you later. What's the point? I'll never be a writer. I'm going back to Eau Claire. I'll never be a novelist. But I could be a screenwriter. That's easy.